a broader perspective.
Everyone wants to live on top of the mountain, but all growth and happiness occur while you're climbing. So growth is essential in humans or organizations. JCI also believes that strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. Therefore, they pay particular attention to members' growth in order to empower young people to become active citizens, take responsibility for global challenges in their community, and identify targeted, sustainable solutions. It was another session of Members Development Summit where JCI ASO gathered members, guests, stakeholders, and lovers of growth for workforce empowerment, business recovery, and mental health awareness at Transcorp Hilton Hotel.
The board of the 2022 decided that we should try as much as possible to craft out something that will inspire membership growth, membership performance, and membership capacity. And you know how the country is now, it's beyond just what you do on your daily activities. You really need to improve in your capacity, in your delivery, and above all, to be a better person in the society we all belong to. Hence the reason why we structured out this particular event to carefully select distinguished Nigerians in our community here in Abuja to come and discuss with us on how best we can approach our day-to-day activity. In view of this, we've decided to organize this first edition of the Membership Development Summit in ASO. Please, let's give it our best shot by staying calm, enjoy, ask questions, discuss also with the panelists, and I'm very, very sure these distinguished Nigerians will put us in the best direction and the best track to also have a shared knowledge from what we've also experienced over the years. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
The robust discussion had as panelists JCI Senator Ilesonmi, an investment expert, Barrister Kachi Okeze, a lawyer, management consultant, and publisher, Mazi Chijoke, a chartered insurer, Kamaldeen Raji, the managing director of Affects Fair Trade Limited, Mrs. Ruth Dumade, mental health specialist.
My name is Shamsuddin Aderoju. I'd like to have your opening thoughts, everybody, your thoughts on self-development and growth, you know, in relation to your field over time.
Okay, so a lot of persons may not have heard lots about mental health until probably COVID-19. And COVID-19 was just that eye-opener for a lot of people to know that mental health is very important and is something that should be taken seriously on a daily basis as individuals and corporate organizations. So during this session, I know we're talking more about mental health to know how it relates to every one of us, because every one of us here has mental health.
Thank you so much. Mazi?
Thank you very much, moderator. As a matter of fact, I was delighted when I was asked to talk about insurance, and the problem we have in Nigeria is that people don't really believe in insurance. For so many reasons, some because of our cultural background, economic realities, and others. But at the end of this, our chat later today or this afternoon, we'll be able to see how we can make us accept insurance.
I think that the thing to really appreciate is the fact that you're doing this now, because I think it signals a realization that you really need to grow from inside outward. You need to build, individuals, build capacity from inside outward. And so I really commend the leadership of the JCI overall, but particularly the local branch here for doing this. So I think it's the way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
From my point of view, I'll be talking about investment. And in this part of the world, we don't actually take it serious. Most times, our consumption competes tooth and nail with our investment.
Let's start from JCI Senator Ileshomi on investment. What is the correlation between this nation's state of economy and trajectory of savings and investment, especially amongst youths?
Thank you so much. If I look at the present situation of things in this country, I will want to believe we are retrogressing every day. Why am I saying that? Our experience has shown lately that the youths that we have invest so much in assets that we call them liability. For instance, I have a situation where someone that works for government, probably level 9, is using a phone that costs like 450,000. And you ask yourself, it will take you like 5 months to be able to save that money. And if the first thing that comes to your mind is to buy a phone of 450,000, then the question is, how much have you saved? Your 450,000, if well invested, will have given you a returns. So we need to understand it that it is not a good thing for us to think so much of acquiring those assets that deprive us of the opportunity of saving those funds.
Thank you so much. A lot of individuals, especially youths, when you ask them about starting a business, they want to tell us, we don't have money. I just want to ask, to begin with, amongst all the tools of beginning, a sustainable business, do you think capital should be considered the first thing?
That is a great question. It's not necessarily about capital. Capital is essential for business, but not all business prioritizes capital for startup. But unfortunately, it's because of the system, and it's linked to what my colleague just said as well. We have a culture that operates in a very unique way. So if we're starting, 4 of us here starting a business, we're saying you put 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. You bring cash, you bring land, I put my certificates on the floor. And that's it. So, would you call that capital or not? It's the idea that we really don't harness all the resources available to us because we don't see things as investment. We spend, we just want my uncle will give me money to start a business. And so if you say, why haven't you started a business? Because my uncle hasn't given me money. You are not an entrepreneur.
Let's go quickly to Mazi. There's this question that's been, bothering my mind. I've been thinking about it. When people say insurance, most of the people that knows insurance only knows car insurance. And the reason why it's so is because government will tell you, if you don't have insurance, I will seize your car, and a whole lot of things are going to happen. So let's delve into some other, important type of insurance.
Whatever that is worth having is worth insuring. Whatever that is worth having is worth insuring. Now, let's just forget about car because the law has made it compulsory, you must have it. So there are other compulsory insurance we have in Nigeria that today people don't really bother. But I'll tell us the problem first before we get to the other policies. I think around 2000, I carried out a little survey on why the acceptability of insurance in our climate is so low. At the end of it all, apart from the cultural aspect and other things, one of the major problems we have is that insurance cannot grow in isolation. It's part of the economy, general economy. If the economy, performs very well, insurance will actually blossom. To insure 1 million naira for fire, your house for 1 million naira, you pay less than about 2,000 naira every year. It's as low as that. My dear, if you go to Dorime, all these Dorime, and you see how much we use every day to Dorime, it can actually take your insurances for 10 years, one night event. insurance is the safest thing up to this close and putting on our insured.
Share with us your experience on the mental health issues of an average Nigerian, the causes and the causes of unstable mental health, and how do you think we can move from here?
Pressure can come in from any aspect of your life, any circle you find yourself. Let's narrow it down to Nigeria. For instance, let me start from the children. They are seeing things already happening. They now know that mommy or daddy will always tell them manage. In fact, a child told the mom that mommy, it's like all the children in my class, we are all managers. Because the children, mommy will always say manage.
How do you think we can, what's your thoughts about digital investment, and how do you think we can maximize the opportunities without falling into trap?
Thank you. I think one of the issues we have with that digital investment is that the regulator that is meant to regulate investment of that nature knows little about it. One thing is very key. Don't go into anything you know little about. Digitally, the world has moved and we must move along with it. And what I understand is that it is a profitable business.
Mr. Kamal, a question on the differences existing between crop production, processing, packaging, subcomponent of agriculture value chain. Out of these three processes, which one do you think is more profitable?
For me, it's a business, and not until you see it as a business, you will never make an headway. Yeah. If you see it as a passion and you just want to, because my dad used to have 10 hectares, and you know the land tenure system in Nigeria, one day your brothers, your siblings will rise up and say, no, this thing, let's cut it now. And you don't have any other option than to say, okay, you have less than 1 hectare, and probably that 1 hectare, because you are not optimizing what you have, you might not be getting the right answers to a lot of questions. Primary production is what we call crop production. And that is the tilling of the land, and the sowing of the seed, the application of fertilizer.
You talked about entrepreneurs getting soft loan. Is it advisable to get soft loan to either start a business or to boost your business? And the second question is, for the insurance, how insured is insurance in Nigeria? And the life insurance, someone knowing if you're from a very wonderful family and someone knowing that you have insured your life, the person will want to kill you so that the money will come out. What can you advise us to insure? You've talked about the wardrobe, which I paid particular attention about that. What type of investment can you do without actually involving yourself in it, and it can be producing for you? You have other jobs that you're doing, and then you want to do this one so that at least you can be having some small tips coming in at the end of the month. So which one will you advise some persons here to do?
We cut the slack, because everything right now is mental health. Your daddy dies or your mother dies, you can grieve for as long as you want, not necessarily hit mental health. At what point do you think specialists like you will not take advantage of the fact that people go through a lot of things and you can actually come out of it without even seeing a consultant, because it's normal phase of life?
At what stage does your mental health lead you to depression, and from depression to suicide? Thank you very much.
My question is for insurance. There was this particular gentleman who walked up to some group of students. I'm from ASO, JCI. When he walked up to the students, he told them, I'll give you a loan of 5 million each, after listening to their ideas. Then he now said, but the insurance policy will cover my name, or I'll be the person who will benefit from the insurance policy. So as an expert on this this particular field, what would be your idea on that?
You talked about all the other sector, but you don't talk about the storage, the business in food storage, the benefits, and the real business in food storage.
The best thing to do is use every opportunity that you can get hold of to empower yourself with knowledge. Knowledge is in your, use your Google. It's there. Now, for a startup, if you have a proper business plan, okay, and I'm an apostle of business plans, what is not written down is not serious in my view. Reduce your thoughts and your whatever, it's still a business plan, and work it. Use accountants. I use many of them. Use accountants to guide you through a business plan.
For every good insurance that you want, please go through an insurance broker. I would advise you to do that. I have my reasons. Insurance has its own language that can only be interpreted by professionals. I will give you an example. The word warranty, you see it in every purchase you make, air conditioners, you see warranty. That commercial warranty is not the same thing in insurance. If you see warranty in insurance, run away, that's a problem. Buy your insurance through a registered insurance broker. Go online, NCRID, go to National Insurance Commission website. You see the list of all the insurance brokers in there, about 600 of us, 550 or 600 of us, okay, are there.
For you to be the only one that understands her in this world, you're doing a great job already. So, mental health is everybody's responsibility. I would want to appeal to us to not allow humanity die in us. Because you go down the street and someone say, "Auntie, I beg my money loss. I beg if you give me 100 naira." And you just look like they not come again. No. I think this is an illustration that was used by a psychology during a training. So I want to refer to it. So I want to ask every one of us, how heavy is this water?
Not heavy.
It's as heavy as it seems.
As it seems.
Yeah.
Depending on the person who is holding it, another person. How heavy is this?
Depending on how long you hold it.
Great. Now, that answer is a big deal. You see, this water is not heavy. I can hold this water right now. But when I hold this like this for another 20 minutes, 1 hour, 2 days, you will now understand how heavy this water is.
Yeah.
You can imagine you going through tough time, tough situation that is not just going. It keeps moving from mild stress to serious stress.
Now, to the lesson about somebody taking a policy and want his name there, that's something we call a link clause. Okay, where, if I'm providing money for you to build a house, even if it's a loan, I have an interest, I have an insurable interest in that because my money is there. So that's why the owner, I can also be part co-insurer in that particular transaction. So there's nothing wrong, there's nothing sinister about it, but when you want to get into it, get the advice of a broker.
It is on this note, we are going to ask everybody, please put your hands together for this wonderful ceremony. This is where we are going to draw the curtain for today's session.
Strive not to be a success, rather to be of value. Remember, motivation is a catalyst of every successful innovation.
TV, a broader perspective. TV, a broader perspective.